What about hit your head on the ground really hard off set?
I can teach everybody how to do that one.
That's easy, right?
Yeah, that's so easy.
Gravity would teach you that.
Just don't get on a 50-50 properly and make sure that there's a lot of stairs.
Go to the bar first and have a couple Guinnesses, and then go find the biggest rail around the corner with a crack in front of it, with people walking everywhere, and then just go for it. You're good.
Was that was the deal?
That was the deal behind that.
Listen, a couple Guinnesses could get you nice, bro.
I thought I had that shit.
You thought you had it?
Wait, did you have an idea you wanted to skate that rail beforehand, or just found it like that?
So we were already skating down the street. It was the Route 66 tour. There was some awesome dudes on that tour. Ty Evans and was the filmer, and Jody Morris was shooting photos. He drove us the whole time. But Danny Montoya,
Sick.
Duffy was on that trip. Chris Lambert, Pat Chanita.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Heavy crew, which is really, really. Oh, Jonas Ray, Richard Angelides.
Sick.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah, I was tripping on that because you had a part in Feedback Transworld, and then but that slam wasn't in Feedback; it was in The Reason or something, right?
Yeah, The Reason. So Feedback came out before, or like I'd filmed all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and then you went on the Route 66 tour, and then Ty put it in The Reason.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, cool. I had a video part come out. All right, I'm going to go film some more stuff.
Keep it going.
Yeah, but I was partying a lot at the same time. And so, back to that situation with the rail, we were down the street skating a smaller square rail. And I never even done a kickflip 50-50 on a rail before. But I was like, I did it down the street.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Danny Montoya did a nollie
front nose
slide that same session. And so I was feeling good.
Juiced, yeah.
Because I'd already ate shit a few times.
Okay.
Before that rail, I'd already went down a few good ones just because I wasn't clear-headed.
Okay.
So I was just skating buzz, I was in fuck it mode.
Throwing your body down and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, oh, cool. I got a clip. Finally, we're like 2 weeks in. I get a clip. And so, so I got the clip, and then I was like, let's celebrate, Yeah. So me and, I think it was Duffy. It was somebody, one of the crew, they stayed and skated. We skated all the way around looking for a bar to go have a couple cold ones at. And so we did. And I would never forget, I pounded a couple Guinnesses. I was like, good. Okay. But on the way there is when I passed by that rail, and I stopped. And I was like, oh my God, that looks like a good rail. Yeah. It was super low. It was steep. It was like something, it was just attractive to me. I was like, oh, dude, I think I could do this. So I rolled up a few times. It was like no runway. There was a crack in front of it.
It was narrow too, right? It was very claustrophobic. It seemed like
it was.
Yeah.
And brick landing. I mean, it was pretty terrible. But like I said, I was already a little buzzed before the bar and was feeling excited and confident. I'm like, yeah, I got this. So, hey, let's go. Get the beers, got the beers. Let's go get the crew. I'm going to grind this rail. Okay. On a 50-50.
Wow. Where was this?
In Denver.
Denver.
Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do you remember how many stairs it was by chance?
14.
14, okay.
Yeah, so I got the crew. I was all excited. Like, Ty, let's go. Hey, let's go get this. I want to 50-50 this rail. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we went there, and it was just, I'll never forget. It was like right at 5 o'clock. People were just getting off of work, so the sidewalks were really busy. It was one of those throw your board down in the ollie position, and ollie real quick to grind. It was like a pretty challenging setup.
Okay.
Along with everybody walking.
Sure.
In front.
Yeah, a lot of distractions.
Yeah, a lot of distractions on top of, I had some alcohol in my system.
Yeah.
A little distraction too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, everybody got set up and everybody was watching, and I was just like, I would never forget the two ladies that were walking. If I saw them today, I would probably recognize them.
They're ingrained in your brain.
Because I was waiting for the right moment. And those were the two ladies. I'm like, after these two ladies, I'm going. Because I saw the gap behind them. Okay. And I was like, it's on. I was like, all right, I'm going. And then so they walked past, and I was like, boom, went for it. And
so that was first try. That slam.
Yeah.
You nailed it, yeah.
Wow.
I got it right off the bat.
Well, you know what I meant, though. It was first go.
That was my first and only go at that rail ever.
The funny thing is, if you landed that, people would probably forget that 50-50. But the fact that you slammed on your face, like people will still remember to this day.
Still remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny because a lot of people still bring it up. And once again, I mean, it's cool to have a slam. I mean, people love slams. They don't.
Oh, yeah.
They don't
weird.
remember any video parts. Not that I had a lot anyway, but nobody ever talks about my video parts.
Well,
They're just like,
Yeah.
slam.
Right.
Oh, you're the dude that smashes face, dude. You know?
But dude,
Yeah.
it wasn't just a slam. It was the afterwards.
It was a story with
It was
it.
Yeah.
the needle in the head, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck
Them
that.
cleaning it out and stitching it up and
Ty, it was cool because usually doctors and hospitals won't let the cameras in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And so whatever Ty did behind the scenes with the doctors, they were
Jedi
just
mind trick.
Yeah, and was just super cool that they allowed him in there to go film that whole process.
it's amazing.
Yeah, and once again, you know, Ty was awesome. He helped keep me in good spirits, even though I was happy to be alive. Honestly, I knew I could probably, if I was just a little over this way, could have hit my temple.
Oh
Who
yeah,
knows?
that's true.
Ooh.
That's true.
Crazy.
Wow.
So I started thinking all that stuff. So anyway, Ty was in there and I had a buzz. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm good. Like, didn't really feel much pain. I broke my wrist 2 weeks before and didn't know it on one of the falls. And I'd broken a bone in there, but I broke even another bone on that fall. And so when they x-rayed it, they're like, hey, did you know you had a broken wrist for like a couple weeks now? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why my wrist hurt.
It's funny how they could tell on the
Yeah.
You
X-ray.
could probably see it healing.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so I was like, no, but that makes sense because I did fall really hard on a rail like the first couple days of the trip, and I had to wrap up my wrist.
Oh
and
God.
So yeah, it was already broken, but it broke more on the face smash, and yeah, and it was just, it's funny. I guess on the way to the hospital, I was still like out of my mind looking at rails. And, like,
Just on the way back. Yeah.
Lambert was laughing. I'll never forget. Lambert was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You still looking at rails? Like, you want to go skate rails? I just got through smashing my face.
How many stitches?
That's how confident I was.
Sure.
You have a concussion now?
Or diluted.
You have a concussion?
No, that was the thing is they examined my head and brain and saw no concussion, but ironically. And I guess I was just loose enough with, you know, having alcohol in my system.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hit my head, or I have a hard head, right in the right spot where it knocked me silly,
Sure.
but I was never really out.
Oh. I wonder if, you did hit your head pretty hard, but
Yeah.
I wonder if the bricks played a part. Because the bricks, if you caught the edge of that little brick seam or something,
Yeah.
maybe that could have helped split it even more.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
I'm just thinking out loud.
It's like a cheese grater.
You know what I mean? A little bit.
No, it was definitely.
Do you have any do you have a mark or like a scar?
Yeah, so I have a scar right here, and some of my skull is gone.
What?
What do you
Yes.
mean? How's your skull gone?
Like it just chipped.
Oh, it chipped.
It chipped out of there. So when they were cleaning it out with that vacuum thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it got some of the skull that was floating around in there. And so, yeah, there's a little like indent right here. And so ironically, over the past, however many, that's been like 20 years, it became a magnet. I remember skating street and trying to film more stuff, and my board popped up and hit it one time. I was doing something downstairs, and I happened to hit the tail and went boom, split it open again.
What?
And I was like, really?
It's like the shinner that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
It's like you get the shinner and then you just keep hitting that same
Yeah.
fucking spot.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
swellbow or something.
God damn. How many stitches?
It was 50, all
50.
100 total.
Oh, they did underneath.
Yeah, there was 50 all the way underneath. That was the little layer of skin where the skull is that they had to sew, and then another 50 on top of that.
Oh, my
Dude,
God.
50
There
wow.
too, yeah.
I wonder, did anyone ever do that rail?
Yes, Ben Gardner.
Oh, really?
Yep, this guy, local kid from Colorado. So check this out. This is awesome. You're gonna love this, and I'm stoked. I have a friend that runs a sober living down in Encinitas. Tommy Cadill. He used to run XYZ. Well,
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
he's revamped it a little bit again too. They have
Sick.
like shirts and hats.
Dope.
But he runs a sober living, and so he told me one day, he was like, "Hey, I got this kid. He skates, super cool." He's like, "I think you could sponsor him, like AA stuff." And
Oh, yeah. Cool.
so I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll come over and help him out." So I go over, and we're go out back and having coffee and just getting to know each other, talking about skating and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, dude, it may sound weird, but I'm from Denver. I remember that rail." So he started talking. I was like, "Oh, another kid that knows."
Yeah.
The slam.
Yeah, I have a scar here. I got 100 stitches.
And so he's trying to be as humble as he could about it. And it was like, yeah, dude, I actually, I was like, no way, that rail or whatever. And he's like, trying to be really calm. He's like, yeah, I actually skated it. I was like, what? You skated the rail? He's like, yeah, 50-50'd it. And he's like, pulls up video and shows me.
Wow.
He 50-50'd it.
Did you get flashbacks?
No, but I was super psyched that someone did it. It was like, this was...
The kid that you sponsored for AA?
Yes, right?
That's incredible.
And then I ended up getting to know him, and I haven't talked to him in a while. I think he's back in Denver. I did see him, I don't know, 5-6 years ago over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the kid I ended up getting introduced to, ended up sponsoring an AA and helping him get sober, was the kid that grinded the rail.
That's
awesome.
incredible.
Small world shit.
Wow. You would think that something like that, nobody would want to skate it. It's almost like like cursed or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. Kids are crazy these days.
I know. That's true.
And
It's
he's
true.
just a
but
local
still.
ripper. He never really did anything with skating. I mean, I don't want to
Or
sound
maybe-
like that, but he didn't get any sponsors to take him anywhere. But he rips. He's a skate. I took him to the Palomar rail and with Swift, and he was going to Smith grind it, but he 50-50'd that thing.
Which one's the Palomar rail?
The one that I...
Oh, that one.
The lip slide.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So we got to know each other, and I took him...
Oh, wow.
He's skating every rail that you skated.
Yeah, well, and ironically enough, he scorpioned that thing trying to Smith grind it, the Palomar rail, and did almost the same effing fall.
You scorpioned it too.
Well, it was kind of a scorpion, but he scorpioned that rail, but fell to his face and flipped over at the bottom of the Palomar rail.
Oh my
Isn't that crazy?
God.
Turns out they have the same birthday too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dude.
So,
It's your son.
Dude.
oh, son.
Oh my
Wasn't
God.
that was the last trick in your transworld part, right? The lip slide?
Yeah, the lip slide to fake it. It was, still just the same old tricks. And
That was
different
gnarly,
rail.
dude.
No, thank you.
You were one of those dudes at that time that was hitting the big stuff.
Yeah.
That went big.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't have much, so I had to make do with what I had. I wasn't the tech
Yeah,
guy.
but it takes a lot to jump down those things, man. And we're talking, like you said, we're talking like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a lot of mental shit for sure.
It's kind of like uncharted territories almost of like who can get.
I mean, you got Jamie Thomas, you got the Muska. I mean, there were other dudes.
Arto, maybe
Arto,
a little later. Yeah.
Rolly, I don't know. Like you got,
Sure, Rowley's-
Yeah, there was only like a handful of dudes
exactly.
doing that, and you're one of them, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
I appreciate you grouping me in with those guys. I have a lot of respect for those dudes.
Dude, for sure.